Okay, so lately it seems like everywhere you turn, someone's talking about Disney and their big password, Crackdown.
Yeah, it's definitely been making the rounds online, and you've clearly been following along, bringing in a whole bunch of articles on it.
Exactly. We've got a mountain of info here, and we're diving in to help you figure out what it all means for you, your streaming, and maybe even your wallet.
And what's really interesting is this isn't just some small change they're making. This could be huge, like a seismic shift in the streaming world.
So no more sharing logins with your entire extended family?
Well, that's what Disney's aiming for, right? They want to boost their revenue, and of course, what do we always hope they'll do when they've got more money to play with? Make even bigger and better shows, of course.
Okay, so picture this. Even more epic Marvel series, more seasons of The Mandalorian, maybe even a Star Wars sitcom spin-off.
Okay, maybe not that last one, but you get the idea. But while we're dreaming of all that amazing content, let's talk about the how. How's Disney actually going to know if you're sharing your password?
Right, because they're not exactly going to install cameras in our living rooms. Or are they?
Okay, first of all, that's creepy. And second, no, they've got other ways of figuring this out. The articles you shared mention a few tactics, like IP address tracking. They'll be able to see if multiple devices are logging in from the same location, especially if it's a regular thing.
So streaming Moana on repeat from both your living room and your best friend's house across town might raise some red flags.
Exactly. Or imagine trying to stream Bluey from two different continents at the same time. Disney might just catch on.
So much for my secret double life as an international jet setter. But seriously, think about families, especially with kids away at college or if the family is split between homes. Weren't those Disney commercials all about sharing the magic with loved ones?
Right, and that's a big concern a lot of these articles bring up. Imagine being a college student who suddenly can't access their family's Disney anymore, or parents juggling different logins because their kids are with them on different days of the week.
It'll be interesting to see how Disney handles those situations, particularly if you've got families who signed up for Disney bundled with their phone plans.
Oh, absolutely. That adds a whole other layer of complexity to it, doesn't it? And speaking of complex, let's talk about the internet's reaction to all of this.
Because, oh boy, are people talking. Some are ready to launch a full-on rebellion, threatening to cancel their subscriptions, while others are totally on board with it.
It's a real mixed bag of reactions. Like I saw one comment online, I think it was on Reddit, that said something like, remember when sharing with family was like a selling point for Disney and not something you had to pay extra for?
Ouch. Yeah, that kind of stings, right?
Yeah,
You can definitely feel the frustration there.
definitely. And a lot of subscribers feel like Disney's trying to have it both ways,
Yeah.
promote that warm, fuzzy family sharing image, but then change the rules and make you pay more for it.
Like adding a cover charge to get into the happiest place on earth, right?
Exactly. But here's the thing. Disney's banking on the fact that people love their content so much, they'll be willing to pay up, especially with the new extra member option they're rolling out.
Okay, so break that down for us. What's the deal with these extra members?
So for an extra $6.99 or $9.99 a month, depending on your current plan, you can add one, and that's the key word here, one friend or family member who lives outside your household.
Hold on, just one. So much for those epic watch parties with the entire neighborhood.
Yeah, it definitely puts a damper on those, doesn't it? So if you're part of a family or even a group of friends who regularly use Disney in different places, get ready to make some choices. Do you pony up for those extra members or start browsing those bundle deals to see if those would be a better fit?
Because those Circle of Trust streaming days might be coming to an end?
It seems that way, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's definitely been a backlash from some users about all these changes, wouldn't you say?
You're not kidding. The articles, especially the ones on sites like Yahoo and Reddit, they're all about this. It's clear Disney trading password sharing for these stricter rules and those higher prices has left a lot of subscribers feeling, well, it's like they're stuck in a tangled mess.
Yeah, a lot of users feel like Disney's just trying to line their pockets with this, especially with those price hikes happening right before the crackdown. It's one thing to change how things work, but to make those changes while also asking for more money, that's enough to make even the most patient Disney fan grumpy.
Like Grumpy from Snow White, but instead of grumbling about chores, he's grumbling about streaming fees. The timing is pretty interesting, especially when you look at the state of the streaming industry as a whole. It's pretty competitive out there. Everyone wants a piece of that subscriber pie.
It's like a scene straight out of The Lion King. Everyone wants to rule the Pride Rock of streaming. The Hollywood Reporter highlighted how churn rates are increasing across the board. It's clear Disney is making strategic moves to protect its territory and hold on to its subscribers. The big question is, will it be enough?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? The articles we've gone through present a mixed bag of opinions on whether this crackdown will actually work for Disney in the long run. Some analysts are pointing to Netflix's success as a model, claiming it'll be a financial win for Disney. But then you have others who are worried about the potential consequences. Will this tarnish Disney's family-friendly image? Could it alienate their loyal fan base?
It's about more than just numbers and profits, though, isn't it? There's a social aspect to this whole situation that can't be ignored. Sharing passwords, especially within families and groups of friends, has become a cultural norm. Disrupting that could have ripple effects we haven't even considered yet.
It's like that pivotal moment in Toy Story 2 when Woody has to make a choice, stay with his friends or go to the museum. Both options come with their own set of advantages and disadvantages.
That's what makes this whole thing such a fascinating deep dive. It's not just about Disney changing its policies, it's about the future of streaming as a whole. How will the relationship between viewers and the content they consume continue to evolve? And what will household even mean in this new digital age?
While we ponder those questions, let's shift gears for a moment and talk about something a little more concrete. What is Disney doing to make this transition smoother for their subscribers?
It's not all doom and gloom, right?
Oh, for sure. It's not all doom and gloom. Disney knows they can't just, yank the rug out from under their subscribers, especially the ones who've been with them since the beginning. They're trying to make this whole thing as painless as possible.
So no more getting locked out of your account while you're on vacation trying to watch something on your phone.
That's right. They've got that temporary travel access thing. Basically, you let Disney know you'll be away from home so you can keep streaming without a hitch.
Okay, that makes sense. I can just picture it now. Lounging on a beach, trying to relax with some Disney, and bam, blocked.
Total vacation nightmare. But, for those who are used to sharing accounts and are now being told they need to fly solo, Disney is making it super easy to transfer profiles over to new subscriptions.
Oh, so you don't have to start your watch history from scratch? That's a relief. I'd hate to have to explain to my algorithm why I've suddenly switched from Marvel movies to Pixar films overnight.
Exactly. No one wants to lose their carefully curated watch list, right? It really seems like Disney is walking a tightrope here, trying to balance these stricter rules with, not alienating their entire subscriber base. So what's the final verdict? Should we all be hitting that unsubscribe button, or is there still hope for a happily ever after with Disney?
The million-dollar question. I'd say, like any good fairy tale, the answer is, it depends. If you're already following the rules and just streaming within your household, then these changes might not impact you too much.
But if you've been enjoying the perks of a shared account, get ready to make some choices.
Exactly. It's decision time. Who gets to be a part of your inner circle, your Disney kingdom, and who might need to find their own streaming adventures elsewhere? This is where, doing your research really pays off. Look at your budget, weigh your options, and don't be afraid to explore those different tiers and bundles. Remember, knowledge is power, especially in the constantly evolving world of streaming.
So much truth. We've armed you with all the info you need to brave this new world where password sharing might become as rare as spotting Mickey Mouse without his ears.
That's a pretty rare sight, for sure.
Any final words of wisdom before we wrap up?
One thing that really struck me from all these articles is how much they focused on the business side of things. We talked about profits, subscriber numbers, the whole shebang. But what about the social impact? Will cracking down on password sharing make us all more isolated as viewers? Or could it actually lead to more diverse, personalized content because it's tailored to individuals instead of, whole households?
Wow, yeah. It really makes you think.
It does. But those are conversations for another deep dive, don't you think?
Absolutely, for another time. But for now, I think it's time to sign off. We hope you've enjoyed this journey into the world of Disney and its password-sharing saga, and hopefully we've given you some things to think about regarding the choices you make as a viewer.
And remember, happy streaming.
Until next time.